Welcome to the boxingscience.com. I'm the Boxing Doctor, and I'm here going to be streaming for the next 30 to 45 minutes. I'm talking about this Pulev versus Joshua later on this afternoon in the O2 Arena in London, England. If you got any thoughts or comments on this battle, you can join this call by registering over at www.theboxingscience.com. And over there, you can get the phone number and you can post your comments. What I have to say about this thing is Pulev, I think, has a shot. Last night, I had a chance to review a little highlight clip. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be one here to sit and tell you that I saw Pulev facing some top-notch opponents, you know. I saw him fighting a guy that worked at Home Depot, a guy working at 7-Eleven. I saw him fighting a trash guy. I saw him fighting a ballet dancer. Nothing to be impressed about. However, one thing I did notice is he definitely had the full range of punches. He had decent footwork, good mobility. He didn't seem fat and overweight and out of shape. And with that being said, I give him a chance to maybe land something. And one thing we can kind of know about Anthony Joshua is he has some conditioning issues, I think. And I hope during this entire time off of this pandemic, he's had a chance to get someone to teach him how to train. Now, this Pulev, he's not going to be like a John Ruiz, attacking all the time. He seems to be kind of like a slick fighter a little bit. And he seems like he's got decent head movement. One thing I didn't like about him is getting hit a little bit too much by just really low-class opponents. But, I mean, none of them hurt him. The clips I saw was a highlight clip where he had a bunch of knockouts. And as I said, none of the guys that he fought, we're talking about Pulev right now, none of the guys that I saw him fight was, nobody you're going to say is going to be a champion. But that's how boxing is you have to fight a bunch of guys. What's his name? Kubrat Pulev, Anthony Joshua, going on later on this afternoon. It's going to be over in the O2 Arena in London. And I think this fight is probably going to be starting about 2 p.m. Pacific time. That's my time zone. And I think it's going to be on design. So if you have some comments about this bout, come register over at the website. The link is at the bottom at theboxingscience.com. Log in and I'll give you the phone number. You can call me and you can give me your opinion about this matchup. But Anthony Joshua, Olympian, all the boxing talent you're going to get in his business. It's been John Ruiz tested his heart, and he came up a little bit short, and he still got to prove himself to me. I mean, when he won the title back, I don't consider it being some devastating opponent. I mean, devastating victory. He moved around, he danced around, he stayed out of harm's way. He clinched John Ruiz, who had, became champion. Started living like a champion, eating, drinking, smoking, running, buying stuff. And obviously he didn't come in prepared that second time around. I mean, sometimes some people just can't handle success. And that may have been the case with John Ruiz. But Anthony Joshua's win over him in the rematch wasn't all that impressive. I call it, the other guy was at his worst, and I was a little bit better. And it went 12 rounds, man. It went 12 rounds with John Ruiz in the second fight. A guy that I thought he probably should have got out of there the first time. So Anthony Joshua has a lot to prove. And I'm gonna tell you something. This Kubrat Pulev, although I saw him fighting I saw him fighting a lot of dishwashers and garbage truck people and 7-Eleven workers and people that worked at Home Depot. I didn't think he was no chump. I thought he had good footwork. I thought he could use he was throwing uppercuts. He had a good 1-2 combination of a straight left jab and a right hand behind it. And if something like that could get caught on Joshua's chin, we know what happens if John Ruiz won by knockout. Not literally, where the referee had to step in and say, you had enough, big fella. Ruiz is too tough tonight. Come back another day. And I'm just like every other fan in boxing. I would love to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury get in there, or Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. They're supposed to be our top heavyweights. And I would love to see those matchups happen. But a matchup is not really a matchup unless it's an opportunity for both guys to get beat. And as of right now, between Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury, I'm going to put Anthony Joshua in the third position. I'm going to have to put Tyson Fury first. He won by convincing fashion over Deontay Wilder. And then I'm going to put Deontay Wilder next. Then I'm going to put Anthony Joshua third. Why am I putting Anthony Joshua third? He lost to John Ruiz Jr., got stopped. The referee had to come in and help him. Say, big fella, you can't take no more. Ruiz is too tough tonight. And therefore, and he came back and won the decision. There was a lot of movement and holding and grabbing, and basically, I'm just going to try to outpoint this guy because I can't really stand in there toe-to-toe and get him out of there. So that's how I rate the heavyweight division right now. I got Tyson Fury holding the number one spot. I still got Deontay Wilder in there. Hopefully Deontay Wilder's in the gym right now, improving his game. And I got Anthony Joshua in the third slot, even though he's the champion and Deontay Wilder is champion no more. Now, the test is going to be against this Kubrat Pulev. When I saw weigh-in yesterday, I want to say the weigh-in, he weighed in maybe 230-something, 240. He looked in svelte condition. Didn't have no gut. Looked strong. And I can believe he has an opportunity with that 1-2, that straight left, that left jab, that right hand behind it. I've seen him in one fight. He was fighting against a guy from Home Depot, but he got him out of there with an uppercut. That tells me that he has the full range of punches that can be used. And I like his chances here today, you guys. I like Pulev's chances today against him. Now, last week, I made some wild predictions in which I picked Danny Garcia to beat Errol Spence Jr. And I predicted possibly Danny Garcia would catch Errol Spence with something and get him out of there. But you know what happened? Getting off topic. Just like I kind of predicted in last week's podcast or video cast or whatever you want to call it, that Danny Garcia wouldn't be able to have the fighting intensity like a Sean Porter. But that's another time, another day. Let's just get back to what we're talking about right here. We're talking about Caleb. We're talking about Kubrat Pulev, Anthony Joshua. I'm Greg, the Boxing Doctor from theboxingscience.com. If you got want to make any comments about this fight, you can go over there and register. The phone number is in there. It's only for registered people to come on here and give their opinion. So when I think about this, it's been a long time since Anthony Joshua's been in the ring. I don't think he's been back in the ring since fighting John Ruiz. What do you think he's been doing all that whole time? Has he really been training and working his butt off to stay in shape? Even me, during this stupid pandemic, has probably gained 10 to 15 pounds. And I'm not a boxer as a business. He can't afford to be gaining no 15, 20 pounds. Let me just. I think he was at 220 something pounds yesterday at the weigh-in. Anthony Joshua. Pulev had a little bit of weight advantage on him. I thought that was in pretty good shape. Anybody who wants to join the show, go join the boxingscience.com. The link is at the bottom of the page, where the phone number is on one of the private pages, and you can come over here and post your opinion. So we're talking about the Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev fight. It's going to be happening in a few hours today. It's over in the O2 Arena in London. Anthony Joshua hasn't been in the ring when I think about it, since regaining the title back from John Ruiz Jr. And what I call was a mediocre performance, where he did just enough to keep John Ruiz off, pot shot him, moved around the ring, tied him up when they got inside on the ropes. I mean, hey, did what he had to do to be champion. Sometimes it's just, you got to do what you have to do just to get the belt back around your waist. And I think that's what he did. And today, he has a chance to put himself in a position with a impressive performance over what I think is a, unproven opponent, Pulev. If Anthony Joshua can go in here and do some devastating stuff, I would like to see this thing at least go about 5 or 6 rounds, because I believe Anthony Joshua's biggest weakness, besides his chin, don't hit him on that chin, is his conditioning. For some reason, I think, in my opinion here, Anthony Joshua fades late in fights. His boxing skills and talents are just so high, with his accuracy of punching and being a former Olympian and getting the lead on the scorecards, and then making it to the bell and getting the victory. And if Pulev can come out here and fight with some intensity, back up Joshua. I'm throwing a lot of ifs and buts and whoops and stuff out there like that. But if this is what he can do to Anthony Joshua, he has a chance. He's not a sitting duck. He's got good foot movement. He's got a good 1-2 combination. He can throw a good uppercut. I saw it myself. Now, I mind you, all these things that I'm describing that Pulev is capable of doing, I mean, they were done against, the manager at McDonald's. The lifeguard at the local swimming pool. Not against, you know what I mean. I'm talking about the level of competition where you can go in there with a guy that's not nearly as good as you and do anything you want to him. But his pluses, his ability to move around and, okay defense, just he has an outside shot. I'm talking about Pulev. Now, nothing's more smarter than a boxing promoter. They know how to match these guys up where their guy's going to have the advantage and get the victory. And I want to say, I think Eddie Hearn is part of this outfit. He's a smart guy. He probably, and of course, I didn't mention Pulev is 39 years old. And when a guy's that old, age, father time could show up at any time. He could show up at any time. He could be in the first round, the fourth round, the fifth round. Well, this guy just becomes like mud or get clipped on the jaw by one of these beautiful left hooks by Anthony Joshua. that he took down the Klitschko and took the championship from him with a great combination, left foot, straight right hand, took Klitschko down. That could happen. Joshua has the skills to do that. No doubt about his boxing skill. I mean, the ability to put combinations punches together. A good straight left jab. A good overhand right. There's no doubt Anthony Joshua has those skills. And he can go into this fight tonight against Pulev and put on an impressive performance. And if that happens, the line will be long for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury in the O2 Arena in June of 2021. Or, we could do Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder in Las Vegas. That'd be big. Deontay Wilder's lost to me to Tyson Fury. To me, might be a learning experience for him. I mean, not with some of the comments he's been making lately about the cheating and all that stuff, which I totally disagree with. But it might be a learning experience. Sometimes you get knocked on your butt, and then you take your business more serious. But I'm not sure exactly why people are screaming for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I mean, Tyson Fury is unbeaten, so you would think you want to have Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder match up first. That'd be a nice premium heavyweight matchup, and the winner take on Tyson Fury for the gold. That's what I'm calling for right now. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, both guys has a loss on their record. They need to make those two guys prove the best one to go on and fight Tyson Fury, the champion. At least that's what everybody's calling Tyson Fury, the lineal champion. He's and all that other good stuff. I'm not one to disagree with a man that doesn't have a loss. But that's what I think we should do. This would be a perfect opportunity today for Anthony Joshua to show that anybody that gets in my way, they're going to get the butt kicked. And Tyson Fury, you're next. That's the big payday, right? Tyson Fury versus someone is the big payday. And that's what Anthony Joshua should be trying to set up today with an impressive performance against Kubrat Pulev. That's what Anthony Joshua should be trying to accomplish today. Go in here, not holding and grabbing, not running, somewhat standing in the pocket, blocking shots, shooting the great jab he has, throwing these combination punches, and get in here and get a 39-year-old guy out of here. I'm going to tell you something. If Anthony Joshua does not go in here and knock this guy out, get the stoppage. Let's just say get the stoppage. I'm not going to say go in here and knock the guy out cold like we saw a couple of weeks ago on the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. celebrity matchup undercard. I'm not talking about that type of knockout. I'm talking about him going in here and dominating a 39-year-old guy who's only been fighting gardeners and postal workers, construction workers and stuff. If he doesn't go out here and perform brilliantly, I don't think he will actually deserve to fight with Tyson Fury. If this fight goes the distance, right now, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury should be off the table. He's fighting a 39-year-old guy. He's not fighting Bernard Hopkins. He's not fighting George Foreman. He's fighting a 39-year-old man. And if he cannot go in here and dominate Pulev, I mean, get him out of there. He got to get him out of there. That's the only way that I'm going to be in support of Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. If he don't get him out of there, they need to set this fight up immediately for him and Deontay Wilder. Elimination bout. Let's do an elimination bout. I think that fight would draw very well. Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. And if he doesn't dominate a 39-year-old fighter who's mostly been fighting auto mechanics, medical workers, if he doesn't go in here and dominate him, I'm not going to be convinced. Now, as I was saying earlier, I got Tyson Fury 1, I got Deontay Wilder 2, I got Anthony Joshua 3, and then we can throw the rest of those guys in there any way you want. But this is an opportunity for Anthony Joshua, and I hope, man, I really do hope. I like him. I like Anthony Joshua a lot. And I'm just hoping, big matchups should only happen when both fighters earn the opportunity. Now, if Anthony Joshua goes in here against a 39-year-old Pulev and outpoints him for 12 rounds and wins some bout, let's just say 116, 112. That means he's lost about 4 or 5 rounds to a 39-year-old fighter who doesn't really have the experience or the competition level. But on the opposite side, Pulev has a chance. If John Ruiz Jr. can go in there and stop, have the referee come in and assist Anthony Joshua, and tell Anthony Joshua, son, you live another day. I'm stopping it right now. I'm looking out for your health. I'm doing my job. Pulev has a chance. And I'm giving Pulev an advantage over John Ruiz in the body build department, footwork department, combination punching department. So if I go on a percentage scale, I would have to go like 75 Joshua, 25% Pulev. But I guess Pulev, 25% is a lot if you're landing the right punches. I even seen Pulev take one of these guys out with body shots. Straight jab to the gut. Guy went down. Now, mind you, the guy was a school teacher, probably. Just fighting on the weekend just to, keep food on the table. But Pulev went in there and got it done. But Joshua is an Olympian, the heavyweight champion of the world, or one of the heavyweight champions of the world. And there is no way he's supposed to he's on top of the ladder right now, like the third rung, 2 people on 2 rungs ahead of him. If he goes in here and he loses, oh man, that would be so devastating a loss. What could he say? What excuse could Anthony Joshua come up with if he loses to a 39-year-old fighter? I mean, that would be an explosion in the boxing world. I mean, CNN would be reporting, they would stop the epidemic reporting, and they would go to that breaking news. You see the little red sign that comes down at the bottom of the screen that says, breaking news, breaking news. And the announcer will come on and say, just a crazy event has just happened in the O2 Arena in London, and us over here in the United States will be thinking, what happened? Was there some type of explosion or something? No, Anthony Joshua just got knocked out by a 39-year-old Kubrat Pulev. I mean, the world would stop for 15 seconds and say, what? No way. And I'm going to be there today to see it. I just got an invite from a friend of mine. He says the match is going to be starting around 2 o'clock Pacific time on Design Network. I'm going to be going over there to check it out. And I'm not hoping for a miracle. I'm just saying that, based on my little bit of research on Kubrat Pulev, he has a 25% chance. And I'm also saying if Anthony Joshua doesn't go in here like Rocky and get his work done and get it convincing. I mean, this victory has to be convincing. I mean, it has to be so convincing where 10 rounds to 2 at a minimum. And the only reason you get those 2 rounds against me is because I'm just taking those 2 rounds out to catch my breath. Boxers do that sometimes. But if this is a tough, hard fight where Anthony Joshua possibly gets rocked or knocked down or some type of split decision victory, man, he would have to move down the length. He would have to move down the rungs. I mean, Pulev would move up the rung. He would be the next one that gets a fight against Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. And I say these things, and I'm a fan of Anthony Joshua. I love to watch him box. Now, I'm not a fan of boxers that do a lot of holding and grabbing and tying up. I'm not a fan of that type of boxing. But as for these 2 guys here today, this is a great opportunity for Anthony Joshua to create a mega fight. That would be great next year. We'll start in April after the pandemic is kind of settled down and everybody's kind of got their shots and stuff and got decontaminated. We can get into some arenas and put some masks on. I'm going to wear my mask. And we could start off in April, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, with the winner getting Tyson Fury in September. I mean, that would be a long time for Tyson Fury to sit around, but, you're a heavyweight. You don't have to worry about getting down to any type of weight or anything like that. You can get up to 300 pounds. So they don't have no weight issue. They have to worry about straining to get down to some small weight like the smaller guys. And I'm expecting here and I'm hoping here that Anthony Joshua got his head on right, has been doing his training in between during this pandemic time, and he seems to be in fit shape according to the weigh-in yesterday. He seems to be in fit shape. But I'm getting the feeling here that Anthony Joshua is not going in here fighting a chump, even though the guy Pulev has been fighting chumps. He has a few skills. And basically to be a decent boxer, you probably need about 5 punches. Definitely starting off with a good jab. And when I saw Pulev fighting against other opponents, he had a nice 1-2, starting off with a nice lead jab with a right hand behind it. That's kind of the same combination of punches that John Ruiz Jr. took out Anthony Joshua with. Got him in the corner. 3, 4 punch, 5 punch combination. 2 of them landed. And history was made. So anybody who wants to join the show, go join the website. I put the phone number at the website. You can go get the number. It's in the forum. Call into the show and post your comments. And right now we're talking about Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. That's going to be on Design Network later on today. I think it's about 2 o'clock Pacific time when it's going to be coming on. They're going to be fighting over in London in the O2 Arena. I'm not sure if they're going to have any fans over there. I love to see a fight would have some fans. That's what made last week's fight between Earl Spence and Danny Garcia such a entertaining bout. There was some fans in the building. But right now we're talking about Anthony Joshua, and I'm saying that if Anthony Joshua does not go in here against a 39-year-old opponent who has some skills now and put on a great performance, I mean a great performance. I mean this fight has to be dominant. What I would love to see though is Anthony Joshua go the whole 10 rounds, because I believe he has some conditioning issues. I don't believe that he really knows how to push himself harder in training to make the fight easier. That's the name of the game of being an athlete. You got to be able to train your body harder in training so you can know how far you can go. Because sometimes if the game doesn't meet that level, you're going to always be above it. If your opponents cannot beat the hard training that you put in, you're always going to have a little edge on them. And that's what some fighters have. They have that conditioning. I mean, it was a flaw a few weeks ago in the Leo Santa Cruz versus Gervonta Davis bout, in which they had his mindset that he's going to fade, and you can get him. That was the fault in the mindset. But I tell you what, if in today's bout, if Kubrat Pulev has that mindset against Anthony Joshua, it may be the right mindset. Stay up. He will fade. We get to about the 8th or 9th round. And I just got to not get caught until then. And in the meanwhile, if I can get some good hard shots on his body, he might just fall into my lap like a sack of potatoes in fatigue, and I can get him. I think that's what happened in the John Ruiz Jr. fight with Anthony Joshua. He just kept the pressure on, and eventually Joshua crumbled. It's a saying out there. I didn't make this up. Fatigue makes a coward of us all. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. And in boxing, that is one of the most truest statements of all. If you're out of shape, you're going to be in trouble. And Anthony Joshua has been having some issues in his fights with conditioning issues. If I go back all the way back to when he won the title against Klitschko, I think both of those guys got knocked down. Now, does Pulev have the ability? He's got decent footwork, as I mentioned earlier. He's got a nice 1-2 jab, straight left hand and a right hand behind it. Look like he's in fit condition. The only thing against him is being 39 years old. Can he come in here at 39 years old with the intensity like John Ruiz Jr., back up Anthony Joshua, get some body work in early, and hope for a miracle? I'm not going to say he is or he ain't, or he will or he can't. But that has to be the strategy for this fight for Kubrat Pulev to become the world heavyweight champion of the world and go on to great riches in the sport of boxing. I mean, after John Ruiz won the first title, he lived it up. He came in underprepared in the rematch. Heck, he still got a nice payday. And from what I heard, he's back in the gym getting back to business. So with this matchup, I'm thinking today is, I'm looking at it two ways. For Pulev to win, he has to be able to get to Anthony Joshua, back him into the corner, get him in the ropes, get some body work done early, and hope for a collapse. Because I just don't think skill-wise that they just had to stand there and throw punches at each other that Pulev would really have a chance with the skills and the experience of Anthony Joshua. And I don't really know Anthony Joshua as being an attacking fighter. I think he's the type of fighter, more of a counter-punching type of fighter. And I think he's just, with his skill and experience advantage, he's going to have to be able to pot shot Pulev. As Pulev is coming in, have an uppercut waiting on him, a left hook waiting on him. Keep him at distance with the outstanding jab. And he can get a convincing victory here. But if this bout becomes a war where there's a lot of inside fighting, Joshua may not, his fatigue may not hold up. His conditioning may not hold up. And that's where I have a doubt about Anthony Joshua. Not his skill. We know he has outstanding skill. But that conditioning, man. I'm worried about him. But if he can go in here and put on a stellar performance, jabbing, moving, counter-punching, landing combination punches, which he's more than capable of doing, and get a convincing victory, I'm saying I would be disappointed if Anthony Joshua doesn't stop this 39-year-old guy. I would be disappointed. But I would accept a 12-round convincing victory where he rocks Pulev a few times, maybe knocks him down a couple of times, and wins a convincing decision, 11 rounds to 1 or 10 rounds to 2. I would be satisfied with that. It'll be on the bigger and better things for Anthony Joshua. And I want to see Anthony Joshua next fight against Deontay Wilder, man. Each one of these guys got a loss. And that's who I want to see him fight next. Yes, that's what the fight I am promoting. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, two fighters, both got a loss in their record. If they want to get to the big guy Tyson Fury, they have to go through each other. Let's vote for that as fans. We always say there's no great fights. And I think that would be an outstanding matchup right there. If you're a good fighter, you should be ready to fight anywhere. I don't care if they say let's put the ring in the parking lot of the local Walmart. I'm ready to go. And I'm hoping right now Deontay Wilder's in the gym, honing his skills, improving, adding to his arsenal to see that bout later on in the future. But we're talking about today's bout. And I'm just going to do a recap on what I've seen so far about each fighter. I know most of you guys probably already know about Anthony Joshua. But what I've saw in this Pulev, I don't think he's no chump. He seems to be in good condition. His body seems to be smelt, and slim. I mean, a disadvantage of him is age, number 39 years old. Father Time could come in the ring today and drop in and decide that, hey, you're 39, man, and you're fighting the champ. Okay, it's over. I saw him had a good 1-2 combination. The very combination that knocked out Anthony Joshua by John Ruiz Jr. He's got decent footwork. So therefore, if he gets backed in the corner, he should easily be able to move out of the way. I've seen him knock a guy with an uppercut. I've seen him throwing jabs to the body. Body punching effective way to wear an opponent down. And Pulev should not be underestimated. Now I've given Pulev a 25% chance of beating Anthony Joshua today. 25%. That means Anthony Joshua has a 75% chance if you know your math. Age, Anthony Joshua got the age advantage over him. Anthony Joshua has been an Olympian. Anthony Joshua has won the heavyweight championship of the world. But still, to me, Anthony Joshua is unproven. Anthony Joshua is still unproven. And today, he could convince me and convince the boxing world that we're not going to be bringing in mediocre opponents against me, and they're going to be able to go the distance. I'm going to get in here against the mediocre ones. I'm going to call mediocre class C type fighters, and I'm going to put Pulev, based on the fighters I've seen him box against. All the fighters seen him fought were like D class fighters, and he went in there and he got him out of there. But this C-class fighter of Pulev going against Anthony Joshua, a B-plus fighter, not quite an A fighter in my mind. Anthony Joshua would just go ahead and slap this guy around. Will it happen? Will it happen today? If it does happen, we have a great matchups ahead in the heavyweight division. I think he should go and get Deontay Wilder next, and then get in line for Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury is the big dog right now, undefeated. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder should match up first in, let's say, April. By that time, we'll have enough vaccine out in the system. And then in September, we'll have the mega fight. And that will give Deontay Wilder, to me, an opportunity to show that he has improved his skills if he fights someone like Anthony Joshua when he gets back. So I think that's about all I have to say about this matchup right here. If anybody has any comments, you can go over to theboxingscience.com. I'll put the phone number in there. You can give me a call, and I'll take your thoughts. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Is I'm giving Anthony Joshua a victory today, but if it's not an impressive victory today, he shouldn't get the shot, man. He should have to go through Deontay Wilder before he gets a shot with Tyson Fury. And I think that fight will make a lot of money. A Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua bout will make a lot of money. Yeah, definitely would. Would definitely make a lot of money. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. This matchup today. I'm Greg from theboxingscience.com. This bout is going to be happening today around 2 o'clock Pacific time. Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. They're going to be fighting in the O2 Arena in London, England. And all I can say is if Anthony Joshua does not go in and tear this guy apart, a 39-year-old man, I will be very, very disappointed. I would be very, very disappointed in Anthony Joshua. So, guys, that's all I got to say about that. I'm Greg from theboxingscience.com. If you want to be part of our live streaming shows, go register over at theboxingscience.com. The link is at the bottom of the page. Thank you all for listening. Have a good day.